Yeah. Didn't get down there today. But the 95 for Laplace at 385. Yeah, this is probably definitely going to get tapped. Wouldn't be a bit surprised if it nails it in the morning. You can see on the RBO, which I'm still working with, there's no div on the RBO at all. SPY. Let's pull up SPY. Like, why is he looking at that damn SPY? Well, I like looking at traditional markets, number one, because there's mature investors, and when you're over in magical internet land, especially dealing with people on the Solana NFT space, it makes you want to literally go back behind the barn and bash your own head in. That's what it makes you feel like, because it is the most immature investing space I have ever seen in my life. I thought just regular crypto was bad, right? No. Soul NFT space takes the cake, but that's what Wagme Beach is all about, changing the culture in the Solana space. Let's see here. Just thought I'd throw a little rant out there in between looking at SPY. Let me get up on the daily. Wow. I mean, this daily is having a daily closed below the power mean band. Boy, if this 9 rejects there. And on the weekly or on the daily, right? I mean, look at the log return Z-score. Look at the log return Z-score. And there's no divergence, right? The div was on the top side. Weak bull turned into actually had some bear div here. It started the sideways movement, but look at the return oscillator. Lower highs, going sideways underneath the reverse wave trend. And I always point out little examples like this for people that trade low time frames, because it doesn't matter if I'm on a daily chart or a 1 minute chart. When you see something like that, this is a no-brainer. This thing's about to spill over, right? And look when it got hot and heavy. Look how the correlation picked up, right? That's what those blue columns are for. It's literally telling you that, because what people don't understand is the returns are always going to make the move first. Price action is going to follow. And so when you see that correlation positive with the move you're seeing on the returns, you're going to see that price action jump on the coattails of that move. Boom, right? It's different when it's not correlated. Look at the whole time it's going sideways, right? Even the end of the move at the top. You can see, right? It started out, we got some positive correlation in here, but it really started petering down. Look at that. Then it went flat. Then it flashed. Whole time, returns oscillator, that second tap, rejected right at the zero mean. Get another rejection here, gets positively correlated. What a shitty day. Let me look up here on the weekly. I mean, just barely hanging on. Barely hanging on. I mean, to get a nice little rebound here, right? And I was talking about SPY like it was my prom date, right? Juicing it up. SPY's coming out of the hole. Yeah, man. I'm telling you. Some interesting things going on. Another right here too, right? You get a massive just drop off in volatility. Massive drop off in volatility. And what a that daily candle right there, or that weekly candle, if this ends up really crashing, what a good little fake out that was. Gather up a little more liquidity. Starting a trend. And the entropy percentile starting to expand, sloping down negative. The good thing is there wasn't any bear div on the returns oscillator. Right, there wasn't any bear div, but what could set up here on the weekly is some nice strong bull div, depending on what happens going into next week. It's going to be the tell-all, right? Was this one little last crush? This is a weekly. Whoops. Take a peek here. Yeah, you can see every time This data set dropped below that 9 length variant, or that 9 length log return moving average. Pulled up pretty damn quick. So I'll be watching for that to see what happens. Really will. This, I mean, the wave trend's literally getting ready to cross down the reverse fissure on the weekly. The 33 and the 99 lengths log return moving average are right behind it. And this is why, right? And I talk about this all the time. We can look at this macro environment all we want. But if you are trying to trade low time frame volatility, this matters not, right? This matters not. When does this high time frame weekly chart matter? At the beginning of the week, right? That's what I tell everybody. Like if I'm actively trading on Monday, I will look at the weekly chart, see how it has changed. And then immediately 3-day, 2-day, daily, 12-hour, 4-hour, right? I want to kind of get an idea on a weekly level. What's my bias on the weekly, right? And then when I'm coming into that intraday trading, right? 8:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, pre-market, traditional markets. I'm getting some good reads, and I'm looking at the 4-hour, the 90-minute, the 45, and the 15. And I'm telling you, and so this even goes deeper, where I'm getting an intraday bias. And I'm telling you right now, like, and if that intraday bias is to the top side, right? I'm putting risk on the top side scalps. If that bias is also agreeing with the weekly, I am trying to get in every upside trade I possibly can. Even if I'm just taking little $100 chunks of profit, where I trade with 5 Bitcoins. It's just it's a no-brainer. This is the biggest problem in trading too. This is why people get so jacked and their P&L is so disgusting, right? They don't know when to put risk on, when to take risk off. They don't know how to even get to that point. How are you even going to get to those biases if you're looking at traditional technical analysis, right? I want to know what the returns are doing, especially the divergence between the returns and price action. Those things are what is important to me. That's what I'm looking for. And then once you get those biases, everything's easy, right? You know where you're going to put your risk on. You know you're going to limit your loss. And you know it's going to be a great trading day because you're not emotionally attached to your trades. It's your job, right? Just like any other job. Go in, be efficient, make some money. You're literally trading hours away of your life for what you're doing. Make it count. That's what I try to tell people who are sitting in a cubicle. How much are you getting paid to trade away your life? Right? Unfortunately, we live in this paradigm though, right? Gotta have money, gotta have cash. I'm dealing with all these questions right now in the NFT space because people are used to like magical internet crap, right? The projects I'm involved with, they operate in the real world. They need cash. It's not like you go into a production studio and be like, here's $1 million in Solana. No, that's not the way it works. They don't want Solana. Maybe in the future, right? We take this thing mainstream, but as of right now, gotta have cash. Got to have cash, and that's why people are freaking out right now. All right, you see a CPI like that, if you don't understand what that is, where did I post that damn link at? Didn't I think I posted it in our private DM. Let me copy it real quick.
I got it. I'll get it.
Yeah, put that up in the stream chat or in general, whatever, so people can really understand why people are freaking out. I mean, it's great because it's like I'm like living in some fantasy land. I'm not going to lie, where a lot of that shit doesn't affect me. So it's crushing though. When you read that report, it's just like people want to get their hands on some cash right now. Investing second. So got a lot of risk off. A lot of risk off. Let's see here. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, that's SPY. And SPY is just like hanging on, starting to trend, fully expanded volatility, negatively correlated. Uh, these fishers. I mean, there's no div either. That's the thing I'm looking at on log return Z score. You know what? Log return Z score. Well, I didn't go back that far. There is some div. There's div. And that's exactly why we got this pop right here too on that weekly candle. Was this a bull div, right? But look when it happened. Didn't happen until the returns oscillator crossed the zero mean. That's why you can't, especially we're on a weekly. You can't front run these divergences way up here on high time frames when you're literally down here working with the volatility on the 15-minute. That's another thing people don't realize. When people talk about volatility, they don't realize, depending on what time frame you're on, there's a shitload of different scenarios going on. Look at this indicator right here, right? There's the 5-minute. There's the 10, 15, 45. The volatility is different on all the time frames. Every one of them, always different, doing something. That's why you just need to be able to learn how to recognize these tendencies and volatility, because that's what people weren't getting when I would always show. I would have 3 volatility percentiles up, is that you can literally get a read on them if you understand what's going on. This is what's so powerful. Not only am I going through different time frames, but I'm also looking at 3 different lengths of volatility on each of those time frames. And so once you begin to realize what you're looking at, and you start to see this picture, it can't be taught. It's just something you start to see, and it's powerful, right? It's very powerful. You've got to understand how to be able to put together a workflow, right? Put together a workflow. Being able to use different lengths of volatility and understand what's going on. That's why you use 3. I mean, if I see volatility crashing down to zero percentile on like 3 different lengths from really low to a really high, it is such an alert. It's incredible. Instead of a move coming and just catching you off, catching you off guard, doesn't happen like that, right? It's why we do what we do. If we see something building on the weekly or the daily, right? I'm down here in the nitty gritty. I'm looking. I want to know when the big move's coming. If the volatility's low up here, you're gonna see, I'm telling you, you're gonna see the move coming, right? That volatility is gonna roll right up through these time frames. If it's a really strong move, you're just gonna see it happen. And that's when you get when the market's sometimes you're lucky and you just get in the strong trend. You'll get in a strong trending move, and you will see volatility pegged on a lot of different time frames, just running. It's the random moments. It's the randomness that gets tricky. It's easy to trade trend, but the market's only trending a certain percentage of the time. That's why, especially when you go to high time frames, you drop down into low time frames, and there's a lot of trends to jump aboard. I mean, look at the move earlier on SPY when it just dumped today. Strong. Holy mercy. That is that is the penile of entropy. That's what we'll call that. But then on the 5-minute, I mean, look at that move, but look at all the smaller trending moves on the 5-minute, right? And then you get a blaster like this. Oh, crap. Then you jump down here where these algos are at, right? The 1 minute, the 5-minute. I mean, it's nonstop. Look at the volatility. Look at the moves. This is why we trade low time frame volatility. It's crazy. Endless. You know what else is endless? Exit liquidity. Exit liquidity is endless because there is a massive group of retail traders that have absolutely no idea what the hell they're doing. It's unfortunate. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm going to go back over onto Bitcoin. I'll tell you that. And we're on the old 4-hour. Yes. From back here, there's definitely bull dip building. I mean, if this 4-hour candle closes here, I mean, you got a couple bottoms set, and there will be some bull dip, and you are getting a nice bounce off the reverse Fisher. Does that mean Bitcoin gets back up? I mean, reverse wave trend's about $1,000 above. Let's see. This is going to be an interesting weekend with the report that just came out and stuff. This will be interesting to see if there's a sell-off in crypto or if we just go sideways like usual. At some point, it's like, where's your money safe at? Is it safe just being in the dollar? Absolutely not. I mean, it's that. But well, you go into most grocery stores, you can buy food with it. That's what money's good for, right? Got to pay for shit. That's where, come on, Jack Mahler, get your shit together, man. Innovate. Bring in the adoption we need. Oh, I'm getting nailed at the sales bots heating up over in Catalina. Dude, oh my God. Now I'm part of all these telegrams. So everybody's got each other's phone numbers. Dude. I'm just like, please, no dick pics. What the fuck? Oh shit. And I know. I know exactly, I think who it is, and he did it on purpose. I know who called me. No caller ID, motherfucker, 6 o'clock in the morning. I was like I was running time zone numbers and trying to see who the hell it is. And I think I tracked down who's fucking with me. So we have an ongoing virtual wrestling match going on. It's all in love. It's funny. And I think he's trolling me. Probably listen to this and laugh. I know who you are, man. I know you're the one. No, it's a great group of guys. Great group of guys, man. Let's see. I'm going to drop down here on this 90-minute. Let's get a bead. Well, you know what? No, 4-hour first. Let me take. Yeah, I'll tell you. This could be a nice little weekend. This could surprise some people. I know it's ugly right now, but I always like seeing log return Z-score at the bottom when you're setting up bull div. But hey, that doesn't mean you can't do one of these, right? And go lower. The variance, though, this outlier, got stopped dead in its tracks right at the reverse Fisher. And then it pleases me so much, like as literally all of us founders and people that are learning this in alpha trading, that we are literally cutting edge right now, right? That's how I look at it. We're literally trying to facilitate a change in culture, right? Of the way retail traders look at these markets. That's what we're trying to do here. It would be, it'd be incredible if everybody would just listen, right? And that's the biggest problem today in this world. People don't listen. They get in this echo chamber and you can't escape. Once you're in that freaking echo chamber, it's like being in a cult. Good luck. You're going to be stuck there until you get beat up enough, right? Because that's what cults do. You just get the living shit beat out of you. You have no idea. It's just like a cult. They beat the shit out of you. By the time you're ready to leave the cult, you have no money. You're broke. They drained it all from you. It's the same thing with YouTube Jimmy and his cult of traditional or of retail traders. Sorry. It's insanity. These people are being taught just such bad habits. Risk management is silly. People wonder why all these retail traders get wicked out of positions, just like how it's been happening. Do I need to give examples? I don't, because it's plain as day if you know what you're looking at in price action, how these people are getting jacked. Because number one, these exchanges know they've got a percentage. They know people that are taking profits are, where everybody's putting their stop losses, their take profits. They're just taking advantage of everybody. It's crazy as hell. We're trying to change this culture. Just listen. My God, we're not asking for anything. We'll teach you for free, for God's sakes. Obviously, we can't just hand over our proprietary freaking trading system built on volatility, probability, and statistics. And anybody that thinks we should has lost our freaking mind. If you understood how much work's been put into this stuff and you see these lines of code that these guys have fucking put in. Oh my Lord. I don't know how they do it. I can't do it. My vision's too screwed up. I couldn't stare at code like that. Hell, older I get, I'm having trouble staring at charts. Thank God for magical internet JPEGs. But everybody knows my passion about trading. I'll be back. I just got too much work to do, right? That's my full-time job right now. Freaking working on my property. Once that becomes a part-time job, yeah, I'll have time for trading. At least 3 or 4 days a week. Getting ready to join the country club though, so that'll be cutting in. When I'm playing golf 5 days a week, a little hard to trade. All right. I'm just going to take a look one more time where we're at in the distribution. Okay, why are you messing with me, BTC? US dollar. Why didn't I just, hold on, guys. Let me reload this because I want the reverse mean on here too. This is what I was trying to tell somebody earlier. Let's turn off the RBO. The RBO is setting up some bull did. But, Jesus, hold on. There we go. As when it pertains to the distribution of returns, right? The projections I have here, the reverse mean and reverse volatility bands that are set up here. Let me explain something to you. Well, let me just get the brush. This area right here, there's a high probability this area is going to be tested. Okay, number one, returns mean revert. We are far than that indicator I just got rid of. That is literally measuring the distance between the close and the RMLR. Okay. Returns love to mean revert. BTC's data set is at the 95.4% distribution range on 2 different projections, the all-time high and the 48K local high. When it comes, I told somebody earlier, they were talking about Ethereum, saying Ethereum finally lost its $1,700 support. And I'm that guy, right? I immediately, whoop, smack. That's not real support and resistance. And I post the chart and I make sense. And I'm like, here, this is real support when it comes to the distribution of returns. It's all about probabilities. There's no math or probabilities involved in creating freaking support and resistance off data sets, off of candle closes. Let me Let me reiterate that. That is not real support and resistance, and it is there to bend you over and ram you home and take all your money. This is real support and resistance, right? Inside the distribution. I've done this a million times by throwing projections on little trending moves, right? And I'm telling you right now, a lot of them are rejecting off the 95.4 Laplace or finding support on the 95.4 Laplace. If this was Ethereum right now, Ethereum's down here on its way to the 99.7. But like I told the same person, right? And if you're ever trying to explain this stuff to people and you're just learning this, if you don't come guns blazing, right, with good information that people can understand, because it's hard already for them to understand, they are going to dismiss you. So if you ever need help, reach out to one of us and we will we'll help you with the interaction. But there's also for Ethereum, quit talking about it, Goofy. Put it on the chart. Yes, I will do that. Let me. And I remembered, yeah, Ethereum held on for one more week when BTC was going down. So I need to change this projection. Go back one candle. All right. So look at Ethereum, man. Literally for 5 weeks now. A whole month outside the 95.4. This is what he was like. So where's the support there? Here's what I'm going to do. Right here this week, there's the 99.7% Laplace distribution range, right? In case anything crazy happens over the weekend. That's that. So for all you goof asses out there, love to draw your little goofy ass blue boxes. My God, at least be doing it with something that makes sense. Is what I'm looking at is the rest of the quarter, right? The rest of the quarter. And we only have, what, couple weeks? Am I correct? Yeah. So I'm looking right here. Looking right there. This is real support. Why? Well, number one, from when Bitcoin was at its 48K high, I would say Ethereum's price, but I don't even keep track of that gas scam anymore. Right here. Here's the 99.7 Laplace. From the all-time high on Ethereum, there's the 95.4 Laplace. There's a lot of support right here when it comes to the distribution from the all-time high and the local high. So I was like, if you want some real support, there it is. I was like, but be forewarned, because this area right here, there's a 95.4% chance the data set comes back up to it. This is what I'm trying to pound in people's heads. That trading is nothing more than, number one, being fucking responsible and not being a total degenerate gambler. You don't use leverage with volatile markets, number one. You take your profit, you limit your losses, and you're not emotionally attached to your trade. You like how I added one on there now, guys? So when you look at it like that, everything becomes easy because it's all about math and probabilities and understanding the distribution and where you're at in said distribution. Knowing where the reverse mean is, understanding returns mean revert. I saw, right, last week, freaking one of the goof ass YouTube Jimmies. Of course, I never got an answer because they know. Number one, they don't even know what the starts talking about reversion. Woo, hey, I learned a new word. I'm going to use it now. It's reversion. You know, and it's like, look, returns mean revert. He's talking about price action reversion. And I'm laughing my ass off because the goof ass doesn't even understand that people that actually know, that are in the know, right, have intelligence about how to really trade these markets and the distribution, how wrong he is. The returns mean revert. Price action follows. And you just continue to use your traditional TA with your lagging indicators when the market's following the returns. for crying out loud. What the hell are you using the strength, the relative strength index, or stochastics, or MACD, or exponential moving averages? What the fuck good is the average price over the last 21 fucking candles of a 21, a 50, a 200? It's bullshit. I got a newsflash for you. Bilbo coming hard on the traditional TA boys today, trying to knock some sense into their heads, for crying out loud. It makes 0 sense, right? Whoops, where are you? Do we use moving averages? Yeah, log return moving averages that actually has a function that you can turn on a variance mode that will literally, as your log return moving averages are fluctuating and ebb and flowing, right? They will literally tell you exactly what the variance is doing, right? Powerful. It's going to tell you what the variance is doing. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. Good stuff. Holy shit. This stream might be going down in the Hall of Fame. Let me see here. Yeah, I was getting into, I want to see what's going to go on over the weekend. See how I just dragged myself off? Wasn't that why I was... Okay, so the 4 hour. I like the bull div and the log return Z-score at the bottom. Then you drop down here on the 90-minute. I mean, log return Z-score is down at the bottom. Variance had a little tick with that move. It's already totally retraced back almost to 0. Like to see that. Volatility starting to contract. Entropy is starting to go back into randomness, losing correlation to the downside. Entropy percentile has totally expanded. Does it start to contract and stay negatively correlated? Does volatility continue to contract? But does it slope negatively correlated? Because that's why the line's changing color here. It's significantly negatively correlated, but it's all in the slope. It's all in the slope. Everybody has to learn the hard way, especially the dictator and his, it's got nothing to do with the slope. That's right. That's right. I'm lashing out. Yeah, that's going to 45. And I was seeing there's all kinds of bull div is building on the 90 to 45 as well, right? Little pops. We're gonna have to see how it plays out. All the fishers are up on the 90. I like the entropy read. Entropy is becoming more and more powerful. If this thing's gonna reject, it's a perfect area, right? But look, we just got that 90-minute closed above the Gaussian mean. There's a chance for a little rebound going into the end of the day, because that's important. You get below the Gaussian mean, it's just slapping that data set down. Saying, no. Your price action. You got to get food around the back. Kitchen will help you back there. And the returns come in the front door, baby. Don't ever forget it. That's right. I'm a racist against price action. It's the only thing I'm racist against. Price action. Down with PA. Hail returns. Drag me off the cliff, MJ. Reel me in, dude. Reel me in. Oh boy. Let me go to Seiron, Takumi. You guys got any questions? I'm running out of steam on this fine Friday. Everybody read that freaking CPI report, though. Yeah, all right, brother. A CPI report's interesting, man. That's a great site. I don't know how I never saw it before. It just breaks down everything. It's a good read. It's a good read. If you sit on the pop for a long time in the morning, it's a great read. Seiron got the gift game on. Love it. Strong game. Strong gift game. Yeah. Sounds good right now. I'd have to go make some. Ooh, I should make some out over the campfire. That'd be good. We're having some nice, cool weather. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. For June, southern humidity ass Indiana. I mean, it is nice. Holy crap. Yeah, kettle popcorn. Definitely, man. Definitely. And if you haven't made popcorn and substituted whatever oil with cannabis oil, you're missing out. It's a popcorn party. Yeah, yeah, any man. It's really good too. 'Cause I don't know about other people. I just genuinely like the taste of cannabis. Yeah, yeah. Max is definitely. I've been trying to just save all the oil for him, trying to get this cancer taken care of. But yeah, they all love it. They definitely love it. Let's see. Like father, like doggy. Yeah. So yeah, 90-minute 45 was building 15. Yeah, I mean, we got the low right there. It's all higher lows. And when you get stuff like this on the 15-minute, that's what people don't realize either. It's like sooner or later, I mean, all that builds and builds and builds, and you get a nice pop. Has it happened yet? No, in my opinion, not. You're usually going to get a bigger pop, and you're going to run that returns oscillator up to the top side, probably crushing through a band. Um, but I'm looking, you got the log return Z-score from the previous move, right? You're hanging out up there. So that's definitely needing to be a reset because they usually don't hang long. You'll get some action down here like that as you're dropping. But you can see this move's coming. Look, the log return Z-score, right? Just higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, pop. Even right there, it created it. So you got to pop there, got to pop there. It's all about divergence. And then you're looking. So usually when div is setting up on one side, it's creating the opposite div on the other. The opposite div on the other. I hear you. Text. There we go. Hmm. See, that's what I'm always looking for. What is it? So if we're building, right, higher lows on the bottom side, are we building lower highs? Yeah, yeah. Does it matter up here? No, because that was a lower high. Here's, right, there's the lower high and the higher high. And we got a little sideways action out of it. And that's where it's like, okay, so what happens here? Do we get a little push here at the end of the day up to the reverse Fisher to see what's going on up there? I mean, it's only $500 move. We will see. What do you mean about that? Oh, okay. So yeah, it's always that's what I'm always looking for. And that's why when people say, oh, divergence is bullshit. And I'm like, yeah, if you're using the RSI or Stokes or MACD or whatever kind of crazy shit, you're looking at the divergence in your tea leaves. I don't know what you whack jobs do, but when you're using the divergence between returns and price action, the only kind that matters, because the returns are literally going to give you insight into when your investment is diminishing, that you should be taking profit. I'll talk this until I'm blue in the face, but it's truth. So I'm always looking. How strong are the moves? Because divergence moves the market. All it is the imbalance in the buy and sell pressure. The imbalance in the buy and sell pressure of that data set, right? The returns are literally going to give you insight into when you should be taking your profit, right? If the returns are diminishing, why would you sit in it? You worked hard to get that profit. It's literally telling you, hey, dum-dum, take your profit or get wrecked with the rest of the goofies that are watching YouTube Jimmy having a circle jerk. Ugh. Let's see here. Spun. Okay, so as the weekend, and I talked yesterday about having a tight daily range. There was going to be a trend, right? Did we trend? Yeah, to the downside. Wasn't huge. But I'm telling you right now, that's because you go up on those high time frames and you look at that log return z-score, you look at those APPs and stuff, there's no such thing as oversold. There is 100% a such thing as, dude, there's straight exhaustion right now. There's oversold and overbought is so fucking stupid. It's like using fibs on the market. That's how dumb it is. It makes 0 sense. When something's oversold, go for it. Everybody's selling. Right? But when you have indicators that will literally show you how exhausted all this selling is, everything starts to make sense, man. They can push us down as far as they want, but you only got so many bullets to fire while the other team is just loading up. And there's some I'm not big on manipulation. There's no such thing if you understand how to trade the markets. The people that are crying manipulation are the ones trying to swing trade volatility with leverage because they're dumbasses. So of course, they're not going to, oh, it's not my fault. I'm not a dumbass. I know everything about trading. I've got a great edge, and I just fell right off the fucking cliff. So, this isn't family friendly, by the way, either. I should have probably said that at the beginning, but I didn't realize I was going to go into such a tirade today. You never know. God, people, figure it out. Figure it out. So I'm just looking at some levels. It's going to be nice when we get like a new daily range. It's going to expand a little bit and going to be right up in this range, 29.5-ish. At least a center. I'm looking at some weekly. This is the problem all week, guys. Where's it at? Here was the beginning of the week. We made one attempt. We got above the new weekly range. Been stuck pretty much below it the rest of the week. Two attempts got rejected both times, right? Bears defending the price action volatility range of the weekly chart. So considering that there was a lot of institutional sell pressure, in my opinion, that this weekend could be a chance for Bitcoin to pop to the top side and get above the weekly range. Slap a gap on these dum-dums. Maybe back up to the monthly. I'm telling you right now, I mean, we got a couple of weeks left in the end of the month. This monthly range up here, I told you, it's a tight monthly range. There's going to be a lot of volatility. We haven't seen the volatility at the top side yet, in my opinion. Right? Stay tuned. Let's see what happens. Getting a little pop right now. But yeah, with all that being said, I mean, if something crazy happens on the weekend, because I think we're supposed to get some thunderstorms and shit, I might do a stream. But if not, we'll get back at it on Monday. Just the weekends. I mean, they take off holidays and stuff like that. Yeah. That's the thing about traditional markets, right? I trade a little bit of options, but other than that, it's always been an investor. I never really started actually considering myself a trader until I found crypto. It was the volatile market I've been looking for my whole life. My God, as a volatility trader, it just makes you perk up, right? No summer vacations. They hammer retail traders 365. Yeah. People are just getting wrecked right now. I've seen a lot of commercials coming out lately from all the investment firms and shit, like trying to gaslight all their customers and shit. Don't worry, we know what we're doing. We know how to diversify and blah, 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 blah. It's all right. It's like, there's nowhere to hide. Don't believe these idiots. Ugh. Tell them to start buying Bitcoin. Pull your money out. Become your own investor. That's what I tell people. Why in the hell are you putting that kind of responsibility in somebody else's hands? You know, traditional markets, I can kind of see it or whatever, but it's like, especially you get into crypto, be careful what you're holding, man. Trade the volatility, make some money, pile it in Bitcoin. There's my rant on that. But be careful. Be real careful out there of who you let try to build your wealth. Because, got a newsflash for you. They don't give a shit about you, and they are going to try you as soon as you got any money on paper, they're going to try to roll you right into the next bullshit, right? You're never going to see it. They're good at what they do, man. They're good at what they do. Yeah, it's horrible, man. It is horrible. Totally take advantage of investors. Let us do it. We're the professionals. It's like, nah, you're not. They'll trade circles around your ass. I guarantee it. They're not professional at all. Oh, God. You hear about hedge funds getting wrecked all the time. How the fuck does a hedge fund get liquidated? Answer me that question. It's built into the name. You're supposed to know what you're doing. Right? Hedge fund. People are putting confidence in you that you know what you're doing with their money, and you don't, because you're clueless on how the market's operating. Even some of the best. That's why we're screaming up trees over there. Very few people trade like this. The big high frequency trading firms, the real liquidity in the markets are looking at the distribution and the volatility. So know that. That's what you're up against when you're trading traditional TA. That's why we do what we do. That being said, the end. Again, I'm going to end the rant 4 times. All right, guys. We'll see you Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless the market decides to get really volatile to the upside and I'm feeling really bullish and want to show some horns. I'll talk to you then. See you.